But really, it is about the money, because that's the only reason we're here. If it wasn't about the money, if it was free to go to any school, I think everybody here would just say hooray and make it happen. But being on the select board for 25 years, looking around, there's some faces I don't know from Rupert, but I pretty much know everybody from Paulette. And come tax time, my wife was a delinquent tax collector in town for 20-something years until she had enough of it, but a lot of you people are on the delinquent tax list already, or whatever it be, or when the tax bill comes, you have trouble paying the taxes now. No one can tell us for sure exactly what it's going to do to our taxes, how much they're going to go up or whatever. Maybe they'll go up $1, maybe they'll go up 10 times. I don't know. But it is about the money.
To designate or not to designate? That's what's at the heart of the issue facing residents and voters in Paulette and Rupert as they consider an Act 46 school district consolidation proposal. At a community forum held Thursday, August 10th at the Meadowy School in West Paulette, residents debated the merits of the two approaches as they head towards a vote in November about approving a proposal to combine three existing school districts, Paulette, Rupert, and the Union District number 47, into one district, which will be called the Meadowy School District. Historically, students from Paulette and Rupert have attended schools in Granville and Salem, New York for grades 7 through 12. Lower tuition costs at the New York schools have provided residents of the two towns with a break on their education taxes, and many residents would like to see that continue. But a nearly equal number of residents would also like to see some more financial support for those choosing to send their children to other schools, such as the Long Trail School in Dorset or Burton Academy in Manchester.
In the issue of school choice or designation, but I have a real stake in Rupert and its viability. And as our population ages and we're having fewer young people move into town, I think having school choice is an enormous issue for young families. I've spoken to many of them. Some who have expressed a real love for the Rupert area, but not an interest in having someone else tell them where to send their kids since we don't have our own school.
Parents can opt to send their 7th to 12th grade students to other schools now, but they have to pay the additional tuition costs those and other Vermont middle and high schools charge out of their own pockets. Since Salem's tuition rate is currently set at about $5,500 and Granville's is about $8,700, that means the out-of-pocket expense for parents choosing to send their children to schools other than Granville or Salem are looking at having to spend something close to an additional $10,000, a steep financial burden for many. A 7-member merger study committee has been studying the various options and voted by a narrow 4-3 margin to maintain the designated schools status quo. But with the creation of a consolidated district, students from Paulette and Rupert could also opt to attend either Salem or Granville schools for the 7th to 12th grades. Currently, there are about 147 students from Rupert and Paulette in grades 7 through 12. 79 of them attend the designated schools, and 68 are attending other choice schools, according to the Bennington-Rutland Supervisory Union, of which Paulette and Rupert are a part of, and would remain under the new merger proposal. The school district merger, if approved, would make the new Meadowy district eligible for Act 46 tax incentives, assuming it partners up with the already created Taconic and Green Regional School District in a so-called side-by-side merger. One proposal considered by the Merger Study Committee was a compromise proposal, which would have maintained designation status for 7th and 8th grades while opening up full-blown school choice for students in grades 9 through 12. Scott McChesney, one of the members of the Merger Study Committee, spoke to this proposal during the community forum.
And to serve on this committee because for so long there has been so much contention and divide within our communities over this choice designation issue. There's been two extreme positions with no discussing, no listening, and no attempt to understand both sides of the issue. Having grown up in Paulette, living in Rupert for 5 years, graduating from Granville, I have many friends and people of our communities who I deeply respect that are on both sides of the debate. And as I thought about the issue, I recognize that there are very valid and salient points on both sides, these being, of course, the concern about increased taxes, the severance of the long-standing relationships and tradition with Salem and Granville schools and the communities, and on the flip side, offering our students the best and broadest and the equivalent educational opportunities of all of the other Vermont non-operating communities around us and essentially throughout the state. And the importance of this with regard to the health of our communities in attracting the young year-round population. And so the compromise idea was born, the idea of considering and respecting all of these concerns. So the compromise, as I think most of you understand, is Paul and Rupert would designate Salem and Granville for 7th and 8th grades and offer school choice, paying the state average tuition rate for students who wish to attend a Vermont school, any Vermont school. The results would be, for the cost, 1/3 of the potential tax increase would be eliminated from full choice option, as it would be for a 4-year period as opposed to a 6-year period. It would carry on tradition, but with some flexibility. Paul and Rupert would be continuing to feed students to Salem and Granville, and many would get established and make friends and choose to remain in those schools through high school, while those who would thrive in a different educational environment would have the ability to consider other options. It would be good for the health and well-being of our communities. This would be hugely significant to the future of our communities, as we would not only be providing the same or similar education opportunities as all the surrounding Vermont communities, but we would offer something more and at a lesser cost. We would have this established segue into these New York schools and the opportunities that they offer in addition, not in place of, but in addition to the choice of Vermont schools.
However, for the moment, that compromise proposal is stalled, explains Bennington-Rutland Supervisory Union Superintendent Jackie Wilson, and it would require the Merger Study Committee to reopen the issue in order to change it.
I don't think we'll see that there will be reconsideration, but there could be. And for reconsideration, one of the 4 members who voted to maintain designation has to request the reconsideration. That's the only way it can come on the table again. Another interesting idea that has surfaced, and we'll be talking about this on the 30th. We did get, it's very unusual, but this is a very unusual situation. This is the only community that designates to New York schools for 7 to 12. So no one else in the state is wrestling with this. And we did get an opinion from our legal counsel that we could conceivably separate out the designation vote from the merger vote. So that means we could put before to the voters a yay or nay on do you want to merge, so consolidating those school districts, and a separate vote on regarding designation. Do you yay or nay, do you want to maintain designation 7 to 12, or do you want designation 7 and 8 and choice 9 to 12? That's a possibility, and that's very unusual to separate out that enrollment option from the merger vote, but we've gotten a legal opinion, and I still want to confirm that with the Agency of Education, but we've got an opinion from our lawyer that, yeah, I think you could do that, and it would be legal to do that.
If voters approve the proposal as it stands, it will create one uniform tax rate across the entire district. Once the Act 46 incentives are factored in, it would lower the tax rate in both communities. But if school designation was abandoned entirely and students had school choice for grades 7 through 12, the tax rate of the merged district would increase by 10 to 26 cents, depending on how many students decided to attend schools other than Granville or Salem. This is the second time Paulette and Rupert have had a go at trying to forge an Act 46 school district consolidation. An earlier effort last year, in conjunction with the town of Wells, collapsed when Wells opted to hold firm on its tradition of school choice, while voters in Rupert and Paulette favored maintaining designation. There will be one more community information session held shortly before the vote in early November. For the GNAT TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.